Well, great morning, everyone. Today is the day that they're supposed to be releasing the files by midnight. It's got to be done today. Now, I just dropped off my car at Toyota and had to get a ride back. They provide a ride through Lyft. And yet this girl is giving me a ride back up. I get in the car and I mean blaring this loud, booming music. I asked her if she likes her job. We're not allowed to talk about personal things when we're driving. Okay, excuse me for asking. Could you turn that down a little bit? Well, I'll turn it off. I hope they don't send her again to pick me up to take me back. She was a decent driver, but obnoxious, rude. Okay. So anyway, let's go ahead and grab some cards and just see what they're going to tell us this morning. Just doing an open read. No idea what they're going to talk about this morning. See if we can figure it out. But, yeah. Okay, so the first thing out, it's about choices made in life, the path being walked. Energy coming into it is tempering. So somebody's path is getting tempered a bit above it. Things are moving. Foundation is, the actions. Forcing the actions, okay, to temper that life. Now, this could be Trump, it could be Bondi, it could be Patel, it could be the whole regime. Let's do some more cards and see if we can figure it out. So what's going on today is about the nature of things, what's being birthed, what's being put out to America. The challenge is an agreement, okay? Above it, we have this mental dynamic, strong arm probably, and feeling embattled, okay? Feeling embattled. So 9 out of 10, we're not going to be happy with what they're putting out because they have been spending the last, few days, 1,000 people working on scrubbing anything to do with Trump or high-level Republicans, 9 out of 10, okay? Let's look at potential outcome. Is they're trying to get away with it. Oh, what a surprise. Running away with the information, leaving a little bit in the wake. This is probably what they're going to try to put out, and this is what they're going to try to get away with. Not a surprise. Outside influence is light being shed on it. So as much as they're going to try to get away with it, I think there's going to be a heavy backlash. But let's see. The lies, the spin being put out, the message. Strong arming, going forward. And the foundation is looking at what's coming in, okay? Looking to see what's coming in, and what's driving it all is they're trying to keep the lid on things, okay? So Bondi apparently is trying to keep the lid on it, but things are going to be tempered going forward. She's going to scrub as much as she can. So what we're going to get is basically what they put out before, the binders with all that information. Bubkiss. The only thing you'll find out, if there are Democrats involved, they will be front and center. Their talking points, of course, is spin it away from Trump, put it on the Democrats. So, we see their game plan. So let's go ahead and we'll shuffle the cards again, and we'll get a clarifying read and see what else it's going to say on this. Let's see what it has to say. So at the center of it all, we have, trying to ferry this away. Trying to ferry this away. We're going to look at the energy of this, I think. What's crossing it is trying to figure out the next move, wanting to move this to somewhere else, getting out from under it, because this is an emotional issue ruled by the emotions. Democratic things, crossing it, they're out in the cold. Okay? They're going to have to put it up. Above it, blocking information. I don't see, there's nothing there. I don't know what to tell you. Trump has been an absolute gentleman the whole time. But that's going to come to an end. Okay? The foundation for that is coming to an end. They are out in the cold trying to figure out a next move. She is again trying to ferry this to somewhere else. Energy coming into it. Justice. Overturned. Trying to overturn justice. Above it, with this action, the fight, the action being taken. When it comes to holding on to evidence, jeez. Energy going forward is judgment. Judgment when it comes to the long term, what's being offered up. Above it, the cup of abominations overflowing that's being put out there. And the information, new cup of abominations, judgment, because why? They're withholding things. They're withholding it. Okay? So that's the energy we get with it. There is the movement, the action. She's blocking this cup of information, the cup of abomination. She's holding on to information, trying to end putting out any information. She doesn't want to put out any new information. She is, again, underneath of it, blocking it, trying to figure out the next move, but they are out in the cold. Because she is, again, trying to move this away from this emotional conundrum. The justice, she's overturning it, but judgment is coming out when it comes to the long term. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and do a clarifying read. That was the energy of it. Energy of it. She's trying to block, overturn, not put it out, scrub it fully of anything that has to do with Trump or high-level Republicans, those that are doing payoffs to him. So let's see, at the center of it all, we have, again, trying to get away with it. Very little is going to come out of any use. Above it, again, because this is an emotional thing with it, the foundation is Trump. Okay? One side of it, the message, a concrete message. Above it, we have an agreement, foundation, when it comes to what they're putting out, the action, and what's being shared. The other side of it, we have Republicans. Above it, feeling embattled, foundation, blocking information. When it comes to justice, so sharing what they're trying to get away with, concrete message from Republicans. She's blocking, there's an agreement with her and Patel, etc., to block this stuff. And what's going forward, when they're trying to get away with it, is feeling embattled because this is not going to fly, what they're trying to do today. So let's see, underneath of it all, she's trying to ferry this away, but they're out in the cold, trying to figure out the next move, how to keep this stuff under wraps. But the light is being shed because the world is watching on what they're withholding when it comes to new information. And the end point of it, the message about information coming out, the harvest, not liking the harvest, they're trying to run away, do stuff by the dark of night. When it comes to what's being offered up, they continue to juggle it because what? They're serving the dark side. They're chained in this, okay? And trying to control it, as usual. When it comes to the lovers, when it comes to the sexual exploits and the lies being put out with what's coming in. And again, their stance, their hardline stance, moving forward because he is facing loss. Now they're feeling pushed to the edge, continuing to work on this. But we've got the Magatonians again, feeling the burden of investigations and his delusion and the things done by the dark of night to repress this. But it is a tower moment, and there will be a victory when it comes to their attempted manipulations, what's being put out to America. There will be this charging forward, sword in hand, to refute this. The things they're trying to keep up in the air, this new concrete thing coming out, and this is not going to bode well for them, okay? The swords are coming out when it comes to what concrete is being put out there. There will be a new action that takes place rapidly to tie them up from what they are doing, okay? When it comes to, again, trying to control the action, when it comes to the evidence of their drama, their cup of abominations, the life choices they're trying to temper, but it's coming back on them. It's a nightmare scenario for the White House and for the actions they're doing in hand, okay? What they're trying to build, what they're trying to hide when it comes to the Epstein files. So whatever type of thing, scrubbing they're doing of everything, trying to manipulate it to make Democrats look bad, it's not going to work. There's going to be a lot of pushback on this. It's going to go to the courts again. And Bondi and Patel and all of those engaging in this are really going to be under the firing squad when it comes to this, because this is not going to fly. What they're trying to do today, basically scrub it and put out volumes of anything that has to do with Democrats and all of the Republican things being totally scrubbed, anything to do with Trump being totally scrubbed. This is not going to fly. And there will be a lot of pushback on what they're doing, and there will be consequences to those actions. So Bondi today is cutting her throat. Let's put it that way. Okay. She is cutting her own throat, as well as Patel. And that's why Bongino I'm out of here. Okay, I'm out of here. I'm not going to be, in this cover-up. I'm getting out while the getting's good, because I think he's got enough sense to know this is going to backlash. Okay, So on that note, I'll leave that here. We'll see you online.